and it's the 1st of February, and I am recording a month after my last video, so I think I'm doing quite well already. I hope everybody's had a good January. I'm so glad it's over. It feels like it's lasted for absolutely weeks and weeks and weeks. Anyway, I've got quite a lot to show you of what I've been working on in January. So first of all, I wanted to start this because I would like to take this to a retreat I'm going to in April, the end of April, in Milton Keynes. So this is Caught in the Snow by, the artist is Jo Grundy, and it was put together by Gecko Rouge. So this is a full coverage. I've never done a full coverage before, so I just wanted to just to make a start to see if I was doing it right, basically, or what I just needed to do. Now this is my fabric, it's 25 count. It was Magic Guide, but I actually dyed it pearl grey with Rit Dye Pearl Grey, because just in case any of the white fabric showed through. But anyway, this is the start that I've made, and it's just the top left hand corner. Now I'm doing this 2 threads, 10 stitch, and this coverage seems quite good. So, and I'm colour completing one symbol on a page, because that makes sense to me. I know I've got my threads here at the top just to sew in, but I didn't want to keep turning it over, so I just started that way. So yeah, I'm hoping that you can see that. It looks quite hard to see on the grey fabric, but yeah, I'm quite pleased with the coverage it's given. But yeah, I did actually really enjoy that more than I thought I would. I was more scared about starting it and doing it properly than I was when I was doing it. You know, it was fine. So that's my only whip that I've worked on that I've not finished. So everything else I've worked on I've either finished or FFO'd, so I'll just show them. So I said in my last video that I really wanted to start the Joyful World. This was from 2016 by the Snowflower Diaries, and this was the January, and I've had it for ages, and I just thought this is the year I'm going to do it. So I managed to complete my January. I've not included the border. I just liked it how it was, and then because I wanted to try and make it smaller, what I have got is a little easel, and then I've got some fabric that complements the colour of the fox, and I just want to try and do some sort of flat fold, not even a fold, just a flat thing that I can put on there for each month. So that's that, and then this is the next one that I do want to get done. They're so quick to stitch up, it took me a day. Oh, and the only other change that I made was at the bottom there, they are eyelet stitches, but I couldn't be bothered to do eyelet stitches, so I just did Smyrna crosses, and I quite like the way how they have turned out, and it was just quick, it's done. So yeah, this is February, so I'd like to get that done, and if I can just keep these up I would be very happy. And these are the colours that it calls for February. And then the next thing I worked on, this is not a stitch along as such, but me and Whilst Iris Naps on Instagram, Christina, we are doing 12 ornaments. We've got a wheel set up, a Tiny Decisions wheel, and we've got I think there are nine designers that we've chosen, and then we've got 3 like our choice designs that we can pick, and we're using the Just Cross Stitch Ornaments magazines or the Preview Ornament magazines, and just choosing designs that we like from the designers, or you do your own choice. So for January, we spun the wheel and got Blackbird's designs. We both actually did this one, and this is 2004 Christmas ornament. That's exactly what it's called, or it's Christmas Ornament 2004. And I've got the digital. I bought the CD, so mine are all online, so I can't actually show you a picture, but I just, here is supposed to have the date, and I just put my initials. But other than that, it's mostly in the colourful colours. I think it's all in the colourful colours, except for maybe a few bits, but yeah, I love this. And then I've got some, I mean, Christina's already FFO'd hers, but I've just got some fabric and some Lady Dot Creates chenille that I would like to use to turn it into a pillow, and this goes quite well with the pink that's there. I can't remember what colour that is. Is it? Oh, I can't remember. But yeah, I think that will look quite nice, and I quite like that this isn't Christmassy fabric. Then the next thing I worked on was my Nemesis Anniversaries of the Heart, Clara Ellen. So I only stitched one of these last year. It was one of my Stitch 9 pieces, but I stitched one house and then didn't pick it up again. Or did I pick it up twice? I can't remember. Anyway, but I've gone full steam ahead and started and completed this one in January, and this is it. And I know the colours are really muted on this fabric, but I really actually love that about this. It's done in all the colourful colours, and this is dedicated to my friend Amy. And then this is how it looks so far. I hope you can see that. So then the next block that I'm doing is Happy Birthday, and this is the middle block now of the centre of the design. So I'm doing this one, then it will be this one in the middle, and then it will be that one at the end. And this one I'm actually doing, this will have my mum's information, and then I'm leaving the middle as the alphabet because I quite like that. And then this one I'm going to do to mark my mum and dad's wedding day. So that's that. There are all the colours for the next block, the Happy Birthday block. So I quite like those. I love those, that combination of colours. So because Michelle, when I did my video, I said I was just going to carry on doing Stitch 9 because it really worked for me. But then Michelle then released a video, I think mid-January, to say she was doing Stitch 10 in 20. So I only needed to add one project to my 9 that I'd already chosen to continue doing Stitch 9. And I've chosen to do the Sheep Virtues. I've had these patterns for quite a while, and I've always liked them. And I was originally going to do them all on one big piece of fabric and then do that the sheep in the meadow, by Country Cottage Needleworks do that, but then I'd never seen them finished like this, and I just loved how they look, so I scrapped Sheep in the Meadow and then decided to do them individually. So, and this is my January, which is Hope. I am going to stitch them in order, not that there really is an order, but I'm just going to do them as they were released, I think, when they first came out. So yeah, and I've followed Vonna's instructions on how to finish this pillow, which is on a written blog, and I'm really pleased with how it's turned out. And I've got I know they use Weeks Dye Works wool to finish theirs, but it's really expensive to get hold of here, and not all the colours are available. So I just picked up some wool felt, and this is 100% wool felt, and one of these squares is just about big enough to do the pillow. It's a little bit smaller than the measurements that Vonna uses, but I think it works quite well. So yeah, I just picked up a fair few colours, and there's enough there to be able to do what I want, and it is really nice quality fabric, felt even. So that was that, and then the next one I'm going to do will be Love, which I love the colours in this, and there are only actually a few colours to do the Sheep Virtues. They're all DMC. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the buttons or not. I haven't got the buttons, but I'm not sure if I will add them. Anyway, so that's that. So that's my 10th Stitch 9 project. Then I started this on I stitched this on the 1st of January, and this is S Wood by Shakespeare's Peddler. Now there is another half missing because it should be, you know, about this big, but I didn't enjoy stitching with the silk that was included. I found it really, I don't know, the pashmina silk I think it was. I just didn't like working on it, and I was fed up. I just wanted to get, I either wanted to get rid of it completely, or I just thought I don't have to stitch the whole thing. I'm going to just, because I started in the middle and worked down, I'm just going to finish off the half that I've done and then turn it into a pillow, and I'm really glad I did that. I would show you the chart, but I've lent that out to carrying stitches. So yeah, I'm really pleased. And then I bought some ticking off eBay, and I think it cost me about £2.50 for a size that was about this wide but really long. I think it was like 2 meters long. I think she must make curtains or something, so that, but it's perfect for finishing cross stitch. I bought it for some of the Prairie Schooler Santas that I've got. I'll show you one in a minute, but then when I saw it I thought it'll work well for this. So yeah, I'm really pleased with that. And then the other thing that I worked on and then FFO'd is Horse Country Holiday by Artful Offerings, and I did the country sampler conversion, and this is my finish. And I completely copied Michelle Rudy with how she finished hers. This is stitched on 36 count Brash by Picture This Plus, and then I've got the same fabric on the back as here, and then a velvet ribbon. But I love how it's turned out. I'm so pleased, and I did spend a little extra time trying to get it as perfect as I could, but I just love how it's turned out. I'm so pleased with myself. So that's everything I stitched on in January, but I also did some finishing of some things that I'd finished I've FFO'd some things that I finished last year, so let me just get rid of all this. And honestly, the setup for a Flosstube video. So this was one of my whips, and this is Vintage Birds by Jeanette Douglas, and I had done the peacock, and then I'd come over here, started the alphabet, but I'd gone wrong with my placement of the alphabet. I hadn't gone high enough, so I needed to rip all that out, and I love it, but I wanted to reduce my amounts of whips that I've got, so I just ended up turning the peacock into a tiny little pillow, and I'm so glad I did. I don't regret my my decision. I've just got some fabric on the back, and then I've trimmed it with some chenille, and this is from 21st Century Yarns in the UK. So yeah, I'm really pleased with how that's turned out, and I've already sold the pattern on eBay, and I'm glad that I have. I don't regret my decision at all. So that's that. Then I FFO'd Wave. This is by Shepherd's Bush. I finished this last year, and then I've just got some star fabric for the back. But yeah, I love how this has turned out. And then again, I've got some of that 21st Century Yarn chenille. It's so thin, but I think it's just enough. I've literally stuck it on absolutely everything. And then this is my Prairie School of Santa. I think it's 2006, but it could be either 2004, 2005 or 2006. And then I've got the ticking fabric for the back, and I have got some more Santas that I'm going to do in the same thread, which is that the new thread that I can't remember the name of, a toile from DMC, which so it's a little bit sparkly, but yeah, I'm going to do the same for the others as well, and then I've got enough of the fabric to be able to finish them in the same way. Then I did this is Black Snowman by Shepherd's Bush. I finished this last year. This is a sale that Christina, Whilst Iris Naps, and Lainey Main started last year, and I've just finished it with some flannel tartan. So yeah, and then again some more chenille, which this is Lady Dot Creates chenille. And then finally my last, oh no it's not, that's a lie, pillow this is anyway. This is Santa's Flight by Shepherd's Bush, and I was really struggling with how I should finish this because it is quite narrow, and I decided to stitch it all as one, where there are actually 3 individual patterns that you are supposed to do separately, but I just wanted to stitch it as one continuous thing. But yeah, I made it into this type of a pillow, and then I've used the same tartan, and that looks dead wonky, doesn't it? But hey ho. Yeah, just another pillow, and then trimmed it with some Lady Dot Creates chenille. And just so I can show you, because I've had quite a few questions about the chenille that I've had, and this, oh, sorry, so this is Lady Dot Creates chenille, and then this is the 21st Century Yarn chenille. I think this is really nice for tiny projects, but then I've used it on some bigger things just as a, well, cover up your stitches, your finishing, but I think it just adds a little something to the edge without it being too much. But yeah, so Lady Dot, and that's 21st Century Yarns. I'll put a link in the description box below. They do, they're quite variegated, the colours, but they do, I think it's 80 colours, I think. But they don't have names, they're just numbers, or they do have names but they don't come labelled with the names. I'm not sure, but yeah, they're really nice and they came quickly. They attend a lot of the shows, a lot of knitting and stitching shows that they have at maybe the NEC or maybe the one in Harrogate. Yeah, so they're really nice to work with. And then I have got some framed finishes. Now I hope you're going to be able to see this. If not, I will take the glass out. So this is my Patriotic Poppies with Thy Needle and Thread, and this is my version of it. So in the end I've only stitched the basket of flowers, and then I added in a Union Jack, and then I started to do the Flanders Fields poem. And then what I've done is stuck on some pins for Remembrance Sunday that you can buy throughout November, I think, up until the 11th of November. I think they start selling them in October. And then here I need to add my granddad's medal, but I need to order the ribbon that goes with the medal. Not my granddad's, my great granddad's medal. So yeah, it looks a bit odd at the moment, but I am super pleased with the way it's turned out. This is just a box frame from Hobbycraft, and then I just used some cotton lace or whatever, and then put some just some check fabric for the back. And I know it does look homemade, it is homemade, but I do quite like that about it. But yeah, and you are supposed to do some felt poppies to add them, but I didn't want to in the end, because I loved how that looked as it was. If you can't see this properly, when I go back I'll film a separate bit and I'll take the glass out so you can see it without the glare. So yeah, I was pleased with that. I painted the because it was a wooden frame, just plain wood, and I painted it cream and then just added a tiny bit of brown over the top and then practically wiped it off, just to tone it down a bit. So, and then finally I picked this up yesterday. This is Kitty Cat Row by Bent Creek, and I dropped this off at the Framers last time. And they added the little paw prints on for me. So I'm really pleased with how this turned out. I did not leave them. I think I had like an inch of fabric, if that. So they did very well to be able to frame it for me. It was silly really what I did, but I love how it turns out, how it's turned out. Yeah. So I feel like I have worked on loads in January, but then the last week when I finished I think it was the January Joyful World, I've not stitched in a week. I feel, not that my mojo is gone, but I just feel I've needed a week off from stitching, and the way I'm feeling at the moment is I hate all my whips and I want to start everything new. I don't know what to do. I don't know. Yeah, I've got my ornament to do that I want to get done one a month, along with Christina, and then this month it's Pick Your Own. I feel like I'm repeating myself now. It's Pick Your Own, but I haven't found a design that I really want to stitch yet. because I've got them on they're digital, it's quite hard to go through. It's nothing like flipping through a magazine, so I need to have a look on when I get my computer out and have a good look as to what one I want to stitch. And then that leads me on to my purchases. Now I'm going to shock a few of you, I think. Well, I'm shocked myself. And up until last week, I'd literally bought one thing, and that was only because it was for charity. So this is Jane Marshall by Hands Across the Sea. I'm sure most of you have seen this, and I'm so glad that so much has been raised by Nicola for it. And every Flosstube that I've seen somebody show this to say that they've bought it, and I love that. And I love that everybody's doing their bit to support Australia, because it's just absolutely horrendous what happened, and again what's happening now, because I think some fires have started today. Yeah, but I think this is a lovely design, and it cost £10, and all of it except for the PayPal fee is going to two charities in Australia, and it does tell you which ones they are. The Katoomba and Wentworth Falls Fire Services. So yeah, I think it's well worth the £10. And if you've never done a Hands Across the Sea chart or seen, then this is a good stepping stone for their charts. And again, it's all beautifully laid out and attention to detail. Their charts are really lovely. And then the other thing I bought is Birds and Berries by the Prairie Schooler. I've loved this for absolutely ages, but then when Kitten Stitcher showed her FFO with it framed and all the four together, I just had to order it. Oops. I mean, it's from 1994. Yeah, 1994, and it's just, I think it's lovely, and I do want to stitch them together the same way as Kitten Stitcher has done. So yeah. And then the other one is Souvenir of the Heart, and that is it for my haul. I am so shocked with myself, and I think there's something wrong. But I'm getting a bit anxious for market for some reason. I feel like it's going to be a really good year, so I'm trying to save some money for that. But yeah, I won't be doing this over one. I've got some 36 count, and I'm just going to do it over two. I don't enjoy stitching over one. And that is it for my haul. This is going to be like the shortest video in the history of the world for me, even though I've had loads of finishes. I mean, how many? I think I've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 FFOs and 3 finishes, and hardly any haul. And this is going to be the shortest video I've done, I think. One thing I would like to do next month, this month, is this freebie by Plum Street Samplers for Valentine's Day, and it's just called a Valentine's stocking. So there, again, the printer from work isn't great, but I think it's a really sweet design. And it shouldn't take too long to do that, but other than that I haven't got any plans other than my Just Cross Stitch ornaments, the Joyful World month, and I'd like to get another of the Sheep Virtues done. I'd like to do one of those a month, and they don't take very long at all. The Joyful World doesn't take very long, and then the ornaments won't take very long either. From the Just Cross Stitch magazine, as long as I can put my mind to it. Saying that, I do need to get one of the Blackbird designs, Anniversaries of the Heart, another block of that done. So I say I've not got any plans when really I do. But I'm not sure what one of my whips to work on. I look at them and I think, yep, I shouldn't have that attitude because I do want to get them done. I've got rid of one which was the, I need to find a replacement for that, is the Emerald Butterfly by Mirabilia. I picked it up to, and I think this is what put me off from stitching last week. I spun the wheel and it, because I've got all my 10, stitch 10 in 20 in a Tiny Decisions wheel, and I spun the wheel and it came up with the Emerald Dragonfly, and I got it out and I started to work on it and I thought, I'm not enjoying this at all, so I've just binned it off, and that's fine. I'm all right with that, and I might start it again, but it won't be soon. I feel better that it's gone than I do thinking I hate working on this. So I need to add another one of my whips into that space, so I have got 10, but I need to decide which one that's going to be. Or I could do a new start actually. My hair still looks rubbish because I'm trying to grow it. And other than that, I'm just waffling now as I usually do. I think that is about it for February. Wow, this is going to be a really short video. Anyway, I will see you all next month, hopefully, fingers crossed, with all the best intentions. So I hope everybody has a lovely stitchy month, and I will see you in March.